Hello there, welcome back to Simon's Shed. It's time for a proper layout update on the Severn Valley Railway, my N-gauge version of part of the Severn Valley Railway. It's been a while since I did a proper full-length update, so yeah, here we go. And coming up in this one, more ballasting and more turf, a very long platform, and the final piece in the trackwork puzzle. So yes, let's keep that progress going and let me show you what I've done. So that progress involves this scene here with the turntable and the diesel depot area. The first thing we were doing, as you may have seen from the, not the Simon Shorts, I didn't call it that, did I? In Focus videos, we were putting some tarmac sheets down on this area. So we did that, and once we'd got that sort of base layer down, we did some ballasting. Quite a lot of ballasting. I've had my fill for now, I think it's fair to say. I don't mind it in small doses, but it does get a bit repetitive after a while. So we did quite a lot of that. And then we put some more line-side turf down. So let me show you where we got to with that section of the layout. So I've done some more ballasting here, and I'm going to cover those green bits up with some more bushes to make it look a bit more realistic, but that's just filling in some gaps in the baseboard for now. I've re-static grassed this area. We've done some more ballast, so all around here is now ballasted. These tracks are now ballasted down to there, and as you can see, we've got a new section of line-side grass pretty much done. You can still see some bits of lighter sort of white, almost white, where the PVA I think is still drying, but if not, we'll have another go over that with some more grass. Need to tidy up the backboard a little bit, but that's easily fixed. So this is now ballasted as well. This is now ballasted as well. That all needs it is now nice and solid. It did take 2 goes. I think the glue was a bit weak the first time and it didn't seem to hold, so I had to go over the whole thing again with some more glue. It does seem to have held now, so that track needs cleaning off and sort of getting up and running again. Had the heater blowing towards this to try and dry it off a bit because it's getting a bit cold. So yes, lots of ballasting, and of course we've got a lot of the sort of tarmac surface of the yard down. So this area is coming along. What we really need to do though is finish off this diesel depot area. So I'll show you my plans for that. I spent a lot of time going back and forth trying to work out exactly where the diesel depot will go. It's going to be somewhere from here to here, and working out how I can sort of squeeze in the tracks off the turntable towards the diesel depot. I think I've settled on an idea, and just when I thought I was finished track laying, no, that involves another point and some more tracks. So off to the model shop, and we've got some more supplies. This is the code 55 Pico N-gauge track, fine scale I think they call it. There we go. I'll show you the other bits I bought as well. Not all of them are strictly relevant to this. We have a curved point which is going to go there, so that we can have 2 tracks coming off that exit from the turntable, and we're going to try and weave a track around here. I won't do it now, but there'll be a track coming off there that weaves into the third one, and obviously these two will go into there. So the curve point is basically just so that I can get these close enough to this one, so that'll be something like that, but obviously a bit of a smoother curve. And I think the diesel depot will end up approximately here, so that'll be there, which is a bit further away if you scale up the real thing and compare it, but we're going to have to use a bit of license, because the other thing is we haven't got room for all the tracks coming out the back. It would just hit the end of the layout, so we're going to have to use a bit of modeller's license. I might just leave it so that there's one sort of deltic length of track out the back of the diesel depot, and this bit might turn into concrete eventually. So yeah, that's the plan for that. We got some rail joiners and track and points for that. We also need to, I've made this so that it's designed to just fit a loco in, but not when it's sitting on the track, so you can see there it doesn't quite fit underneath, which is fine, it's part of the plan. The plan being that this won't actually sit on this level, the track will be sunk into the ground, and actually the diesel depot will be sitting up here slightly. So that means either plastering or filling in, you know, the gap between the track and these gaps to raise everything up a few millimeters. But we'll figure out that later once we've actually laid this track and new point. So just quickly, the other bits I bought. I think this is going to go in Kidderminster Station, under the sort of glass roof. Got a platform kiosk, a little Metcalfe mini kit. Might do a separate video on that. And I just like the look of that picnic tables. We can add those to the Arley scene. So yeah, I might do a video on, maybe a combined video on both of those. Again, for the future, I got a couple of sets of these girder bridge, sort of plate girder bridge, because it's the wrong colour. They need painting grey, but over I did mark it out. It's roughly here. There is a sort of footbridge, or it might be closer to here, that goes up over the lines and back down, and that's that kind of style plate girder bridge. So a bit of scratch building to do with those, and also right up down there, roughly there, there's the Comberton Hill bridge, road bridge that goes over the two main lines, which is also a plate girder bridge. So yes, lots to do. I've also been, since I've been ballasting this bit of track, trying to get it to look nice, I noticed that the sort of Arley section, in terms of the ballasting, looks a lot better than the bits around here. So I've been trying to tidy that up simply by, you can probably see the difference in, say, this sort of bit compared to, actually it doesn't look too bad, but some of these bits I've got the sleepers just completely covered up. So I've literally just been using a small file and just gently trying to reveal a bit more of the sleeper. So I'll continue to do that along all the track. It's a bit laborious, but it does seem to be making it look a bit better. And another thing I've been thinking about is the sort of finishing edge of the layout. I'm reasonably happy with this, but I didn't like the way the screws were sticking out, so I've started sort of countersinking those, and I bought some black card. I think what I might do is paste the card on over the top of that, see if that looks any better. And it will also allow me, because I've now run out of this black wood, it will allow me to continue down there, especially if I do it in card. It's a lot easier to shape maybe even a removable piece for that bit, and to also figure out what I'm going to do along here. I may again make a sort of removable box that sort of temporarily boxes in this so you can't see the fiddle yard, unless obviously you lift it off. So I can, I'll give that a try, and if that works I can carry on with that all along there. I think some of these bits may extend a bit further out, and we've still got the some holes to fill in there for the scenery as well, and a big one there. So this will all be needs boarding off so that we can actually put the Severn Valley station here. So lots of jobs. Let's crack on. And one structural thing we all need in that area is a big long platform. So I dug out the old Scale Scenes platform kit and started constructing the main, very long platform at Kidderminster Station. I think it's about 220 metres long. Scales down to around 1.5 meters, and my model is pretty much the whole thing, obviously scaled down 148 times. So these are the sort of row of bricks. You cut very thin strips of card and wrap brick paper around, and then you make the platform sides, which is that stuck onto card, and then you join the bits together on the back like that. And the white bit you see at the top there is where I'm covering it up with the little ledge strips to give a bit more of a 3D effect. It's quite a good kit. I've used it for all my platforms, and you can see the progress there. This is the start of the actual platform surface. So that's the back. You can see where it's glued together to join the card. It's 1mm thick grey board, it's called, which I use, is what they recommend to use in the N gauge kits anyway. And that's the tarmac surface, which is what it is at the Kidderminster Severn Valley Station. And we use the usual method of gluing that together, overlapping, and then run the scalpel along it, the craft knife, and peel off both sections to leave an exact join. I'll go over it with some darker sort of weathering chalks to blend it in as well, maybe a bit of acrylic paint, but I'm quite pleased with how that turned out. And it starts there, goes to there, and it keeps going and going. So yeah, it's an immense platform, and this is for the edge of the surface. You cut out the strips of sort of paving slabs with a sort of ready painted white line at the end, bend it over a ruler in this case, and then obviously it glues to the edge like that. So let's take it to the shed. So that's the platform, pretty much done. It's just placed there as a bit of a test fit at the moment, but I'm pleased with that. May pre-drill some holes for some lighting, but other than that it just needs sort of cross pieces gluing to the sides, and then the top just glues down on top like that. So that'll be the sort of effect. That's another bit in place. And over here I've been soldering bits of wire, dropper wires to the track, and drilling the holes so that they can go through. They're not connected up to the bus wire yet. Just going to get everything placed in place, wired up, and then try and give it a test run before I glue it down. It's not glued down yet, but it is all now wired up and live. It all seems to have worked. So in theory that should be all the track, you know, that should be the last bit of track work for the whole layout, I believe. So we should be able to get a loco into there, round there, and then out in any of these roads. So I guess we give it a try. And there we go. Do a celebratory victory lap around the turntable. I'm really happy with that. I do like the way that turntable works. Really nice slow action. And as you saw, all of the tracks worked. So I think we'll leave it there for now. and I will start gluing this down, and then we can place the diesel depot in place. I should probably say this here is just a line cut in. I'm just going to tuck the wires under there, and then we'll hide them with some more tarmac. That's just because I wasn't sure that these wires came up in the wrong place. This was an older idea that where the track was going to be up here, but we can hide that easily enough. It's easier than unsoldering and resoldering the wires. We can just paste a new bit of concrete over there. So yes, I'm going to glue the tracks down now that I know they work. And as I say, that's quite a big moment really, because that is the final bit of track work for the layout. We got the platform to finish off, but we've got those mini kits to build, as I said. But that's a decent success to end on, I think, so I can get this video out there. So I'll go and do some editing, and I'll see you soon.